So let's take a look at Wileyfox, a new British-based company who are going to be targeting the entry-level to mid-range section of smartphones this year. They're not only going to be targeting with some very aggressive pricing, but also with some very unique feature sets, which will set them apart from the rest of the Android crowd. What we have here is the Wileyfox Swift, due just before the end of September, and is going to be priced at just £129. That's significantly cheaper than even the Motorola Moto G. Now, when you consider this has a 5-inch high-definition screen, 16GB of storage, 2GB of RAM, microSD card support, a 2,500 mAh removable battery, and a 13-megapixel camera, I think you'll agree that's a lot of phone for that money. And it's not just about the raw specification, it's also about the operating system. Wileyfox have chosen to use Cyanogen OS. Now, this is a fork of Android based on Android 5.1.1, so it has all of the most recent security features and updates that you will find in Android Lollipop, but there's a lot of extra customization features and an opening up of the system that you simply won't find on any of the major manufacturers' Android handsets, whether that's the close to stock Android that you'd find on Motorola or the heavily skinned kind of Android that you would see on Samsung or HTC, for instance. There's a lot of extra features, and we're going to take a quick look at some of those today. One such option to completely change the look and feel of the system UI is to use a theme. Wileyfox have a theme store preloaded, available on the Cyanogen OS, and this takes you to a whole host of themes, some of which are premium and paid for, which, if you were to pick one, will redirect you through to the Play Store for purchase and download. We have 94p for that one in the UK. And some, of course, are completely free, such as this version of the LG G4 launcher that someone has created. Their themes will completely change a whole host of features on the device, such as the font, the system icons, some of the imagery used throughout the menu screens, and completely offer you the ability to refresh the look of the system UI. However, it's not just using an entire theme. If you wish, you can download entire themes, and components of them can be used to mix and match. So if I go into the theme chooser, I can edit the particular theme that I'm using and very quickly change the font, the iconography, even the navigation icons, the lock screen wallpaper, even right down to the boot animation that loads when the phone is turned on. And any of the components from individual themes I've downloaded can be mixed and matched in this way. And for those that way inclined, can even create their own themes with help perhaps from the Cyanogen community, upload those to the Play Store, and you can sell them, or you can just perhaps create one for your own personal use. Now, we mentioned there's an enhanced set of features on the Wileyfox devices, and most of those are located within the settings of the phone. Now, just a quick scan through of the settings going through. If you're familiar with Android, you may notice a lot of extra options within the main settings menu. And the reason for that is because Wileyfox have allowed access to a number of features which most versions of Android won't, and that includes even the stock version of Android you would find on the Nexus devices or similar. And we can't go through them all in this overview, but for a quick information, things such as the display, you can completely decide using live display when you want the screen to go on and off during the day. You can change the brightness depending on the time of day. You can even change the DPI, so you can go for a very, very high resolution screen. I won't tap that right now because it reboots the entire system UI. But one of the most important features which Wileyfox are going to be advertising is in the privacy section. Now, they have an option called Privacy Guard, which if we go into, will give you a complete list of all the apps on the phone, apps you've downloaded, as well as some of the system applications as well, which Wileyfox put on, and you can remove should you so wish. And this allows you to completely change the permissions which an application has on the phone. Now, normally within Android, you'll find that you have to accept the permissions when you download an application. That's still the case. If you download an app from the Google Play Store, you still have to accept all of the permissions that it requests. However, once the app is on the Wileyfox phone, you can take a look at those permissions and allow or disallow them. For instance, here within Facebook, I have decided for Facebook to not have access to my location. That would not be possible on a standard Android device. Now, if I go into Facebook, I get a little pop-up notification here, and it says privacy guard active. Facebook will not be able to access personal data. So now, whenever I load up Facebook, or whenever Facebook is doing anything on my phone, it's not accessing my location because I've told it not to. And that can be done for any application that you may download on your phone that you don't want prying into certain aspects of your device. For instance, I noticed Facebook pinged my location back to servers almost 1,000 times in under 12 hours. Wasn't happy with that, so I turned it off. There are also other customization options, such as the ability to decide what color to put the battery charging LED or the notification LED for certain notifications, and whether or not that will even come on at all. You can completely rearrange your notification drawer and what is shown within the drop-down menu. You can even change the status bar at the top and decide how you want this displayed. There's a lot of customization you can do here, and goes far deeper than the standard Android will allow you on most mainstream Android phones. Now, this isn't true CyanogenMod, for those that understand that, which means you don't have a root super user access to the phone. However, this is Cyanogen OS, so it is a stable version of a CyanogenMod ROM, which gives you a lot more control over what you can do on your Android phone than many other versions of Android will allow. So you don't get that root super user access, and you can't do whatever you want with it. If you are to unlock the bootloader and start playing around with it, there is a warranty, and that warranty will be voided. So this isn't a complete developer phone, but you have got a lot more access